one has to conclude that the BBC must be prepared for a very large mega fine.
Nigel.cecil, calling things out as you like it, especially for his fair-minded friends.
Hello, Chakabatis. Welcome. Hilary is posing the question on behalf of our regular viewers. Can you spot the connection or think of the connection between emojis, as shown in our thumbnail, and Ofcom? Well, there was a clue in the thumbnail, wasn't there, Hilary? Today, the 17th of July, is the 12th global, international, worldwide celebration of the emojis. Japanese designer, back in 1999, Shigetaka Kurita, brought about the origination of the first emoji, the heart. The heart, there's no dispute about what a heart means. But when it comes to the next most popular, well, is it the crying face? The crying, laughing face? Some would say, it's so much fun, we're crying with laughter. David Cameron, some years ago, when it was rolling about with laughter, got caught out because they thought it meant something different. And others, internationally, of course, may put their interpretation to it, especially if they're in some sort of group. And when it comes to the flames, is it that you're really hot? That new song, that new outfit is really hot. We're really getting into it. Or does it mean, as someone said, you can go and burn in hell? Interpretation, context. Now, Ofcom is the Office for Communications in the United Kingdom, and they have the responsibility to decide and impose fines and penalties, even taking licenses to broadcast away, what's acceptable in accordance with the law and other considerations across the internet, social media, radio, television, advertising, all sorts of things. A very broad remit. And some of you are now saying, is Ofcom independent enough? Are they objective enough? And this is where we come to Glastonbury. You see, following those disgusting chants, and I think really everyone would accept that, though of course you see it's interpretation. Some would say, just like emojis, well, they didn't actually mean that. So let's just set that all aside and question the BBC. The BBC, it's all gone quiet. They made some sort of, well, acknowledgement that what was going on wasn't acceptable, but to Ofcom apply the same considerations to others, because some broadcasters now think that the BBC is getting an easy ride whilst they are being focused on and targeted by Ofcom. Let's just set everything else aside. Set aside the chance, if we may, and just look at the context of Bob Dylan appearing at Glastonbury. If we were to say, some of the comedians today, the radical progressive left or right-wing comedians, or even go back to the time of Bernard Manning, look up Bernard Manning if you don't recall Bernard Manning, would the BBC broadcast their shows live at 3 o'clock? Across the whole nation, unexpectedly into everyone's homes. Young people listening, all sorts of people listening, old people who may be offended by bad language, especially when it arrives into your home unannounced. I mean, in the sets at Glastonbury, the F word and the C word were used. And of course, it should be anticipated, radicals, progressives, activists, when we get onto the stage. I'm not saying I do it, Hilary, but come on, we've got to do, and they go on. So was due diligence carried out by the BBC? And quite clearly, there was a total failure to accept that this was live. And these sorts of acts are bound to use as part of their act language that would offend many. And the idea that it went out, or was even possibly the opportunity of it going out before the watershed, is totally and utterly unacceptable. So a quick poll amongst our fair-minded and equitable friends, or whatever their political viewpoint, have said that the BBC have failed dismally. And there's our phone going, isn't it, Hillary? So we'll have to get back to you later. Jagabatis slap wrist for Hillary and moi for forgetting to turn off the incoming calls. But we thought we'd better just stop the video and start again to summarise the fact. With this particular situation, Ofcom and Glastonbury and the BBC carrying out due diligence and even being aware of the possibility, well, the almost certainty of bad language. Did the BBC really carry out due diligence? Are they hoping, given the time that Ofcom usually take to come to a conclusion and issue their penalties or fines, that, well, others will have forgotten? Or will Ofcom demonstrate that they are not two-tier? They will punish and assess everyone equally and fairly. And on that basis, one has to conclude that the BBC must be prepared for a very large mega fine. What do you think? Do get in touch by our usual email address and let us know. And as it's Worldwide Emoji Day, a good heart to everyone. And let's not forget, when it comes to showbiz, when it comes to good work, good art in showbiz, better keep your fingers crossed. Professional solidarity, comrades. Together for everyone. And a big emoji heart to you. I've got that right, Hilly. I'm trying to do a heart, yes.
Please hit the subscribe button and join us again, because together every viewer helps. Thank you.